Most DevOps engineers fail not because they can't code, but because they are stuck learning tools. No one uses them anymore. Let's fix that right now. In this video, I'm giving you the top 5 DevOps tools that you need to master in 2025 and 2026 if you want to stay ahead of the curve. These are the tools that are powering the biggest companies in the world, from Netflix to Amazon's to startups scaling like crazy. And in this video, I'm not just giving you names, I'm giving you the real world use cases and explain why these tools matter, how learning them today will give you an unfair advantage tomorrow. Stick around till the end, because the last tool is the one that actually tells you whether all your hard work is even paying off. Let's kick things off with Terraform. If there's one DevOps tool that's practically unavoidable in 2025, it's this one. Terraform is the architect for your cloud infrastructure. Instead of clicking buttons in AWS or Azure dashboards, you write a configuration file, run a command, and your infrastructure is built for you consistently and reliably. And why are DevOps engineers going crazy for Terraform even in 2025? Because companies are using multi-cloud setups, AWS, GCP, or Azure. Terraform is one of the few tools that can manage them all with a single language. Enterprises are demanding repeatability and compliance, and Terraform can give you both by treating infrastructure as code. Imagine a bank wants to spin up hundreds of machines across AWS and Azure for their new payment platform. Doing them manually would take days, but with Terraform, you write the blueprint once and roll it out in minutes across both clouds with zero drift. And if you want to become a DevOps engineer and you want to deploy infrastructure with just one script, Terraform is non-negotiable. Let's be honest, Kubernetes has already won the container orchestration war, but Kubernetes by itself is brutal, complex, messy, and requires a ton of setup. And that's where EKS comes in. EKS is AWS's managed Kubernetes service. It takes out the pain of managing the control planes, networking, and scaling. It lets you focus on running your application. And why is this huge in 2025? Every serious enterprise is containerizing their workloads, and AWS is dominating the cloud market. If you can run Kubernetes at scale, especially using EKS, you are in insane demand. Let's say you have a gaming company. You are launching a multiplayer platform. You need microservices for chat, matchmaking, profiles, and leaderboards that are running 24/7 with zero downtime. EKS can help you with deploying, scaling, and managing all these services without worrying about control planes or cluster managements. So, if you're in DevOps and you're learning EKS, you walk in amongst any AWS based company, you immediately add value. Now, we can't talk about DevOps tools without mentioning Docker. Yes, it's been around a while, but even in 2025 and 2026, Docker is still the beating heart of modern application delivery. And here's why. Docker solves the classic "works on my machine" problem You can package an app and all the dependencies into one container, and boom, it works the same everywhere. Developers' laptop, test servers, and production clusters. And why is Docker still essential? It is the foundation for Kubernetes, CI/CD pipelines, or any cloud native apps. Even if a new container tool pops up, Docker is the lingua franca that engineers need to speak. If you can build, optimize, and secure a Docker image, you're already ahead of the game. Number 2 might surprise you. Jenkins. Some people say Jenkins is old, outdated, and on its way out. But here's the reality. Jenkins still runs over 70% of pipelines worldwide. Why is Jenkins still huge in 2025? It's insanely flexible. It integrates with pretty much everything. And engineers or companies who are using Jenkins for years aren't going to rip it out overnight. Imagine a retail giant wants to build and test its mobile app on some pull requests. Jenkins can spin up containers, run tests, package an app and send it to Play Store or App Store, all fully automated. Yes, tools like GitHub Actions are rising fast, but in 2025, Jenkins is still the backbone of many large organizations. If you walk into a Fortune 500 company tomorrow, chances are their pipelines run on Jenkins. So mastering Jenkins is like knowing how to drive a manual car. Yes, newer cars are automatic, but if you know how to drive a manual, you can handle everything. Finally, the number one tool that you need in 2025 to master is not about building apps. It's about knowing whether they are actually working. Prometheus and Grafana. Prometheus is the metrics collection system and Grafana is the visualization layer. Together, they give you a crystal clear picture on how your application is performing in real time. Imagine Amazon is launching a big Black Friday sale. Without monitoring, they wouldn't know whether their servers are maxed out, the database queries are slowing down, or the response times are spiking. But with monitoring, they can collect all the metrics using Prometheus, and through Grafana, they can visualize them in the dashboards with alerts. And if something goes wrong, the team can instantly fix it before the customers notice. In a world where downtime could cost millions per hour, if you set up a rock solid monitoring system using Prometheus and Grafana, you are an absolute lifesaver. Here's the brutal truth. Engineers waste their time chasing new tools while companies rely on proven ones that actually run production. They spend months learning new tools that sounds cool on blogs, and when they get in a real interview and the hiring manager asks, "Do you know Terraform? Can you manage EKS? Can you set up Jenkins?" And they freeze. If you learn trendy tools, you are replaceable. If you learn these 5 tools, Terraform, EKS, Docker, Jenkins, Prometheus, and Grafana, you instantly become the person who can run production systems end to end. That is the full stack DevOps skill set. Think of these 5 tools like this. Terraform is your blueprint. Docker is your packaging. EKS is your engine. And Jenkins is your automation driver. Prometheus and Grafana are your eyes on the road. Without all five, your car doesn't move. With all the five tools, you're racing at Formula One speed. And here's the kicker: companies don't want engineers who know just one tool. They want engineers who can connect the dots, deploy using Docker, scale using EKS, automate using Jenkins, monitor using Prometheus and Grafana, and manage them all with Terraform. So the big takeaway: the future of DevOps isn't about chasing every new tool that pops up. It's about learning the core building blocks that run productions. Terraform, EKS, Docker, Prometheus and Grafana, and Jenkins. If you learn these five tools in 2025, you won't just survive in DevOps, you will dominate it. Want to see how these tools set up in the DevOps roadmap? Click the video here.